What I love here is how God introduces this new set of instructions. And contrary to what we might think from Exodus chapter 32, that God's angry, listen to what he says, verse 5. The Lord descended in the cloud and stood with Moses there and proclaimed the name of the Lord. Verse 6. And the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth. Verse 7, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children until the third and the fourth generation. So again, because he's covenanted to Abraham's children to offer them the blessings, he's covenanted to be forgiving and gracious and merciful and to keep giving people opportunities to try again. Now, he does say, like, you know, if there's a curse to happen or if somebody's going to commit iniquity, it's going to impact the third and fourth generation. It turns out we misread that. We think, oh, well, that means it's going to be 200 or 300 or 400 years of problems. Maybe that's the case. It turns out that if you take an ancient biblical world context, every man had his own tent, his own home. And often that man would live in a large tent with his own sons and daughters and the sons' wives. And those children, that's the second and third generation, and sometimes the grandchildren's children. They were all part of the family of that man and his wife. And if a man, the leader of his house, does something to break the covenant with God, it actually impacted the family back then. That's really what it meant to the third and fourth generation. It really meant who's ever within the house. That's really what was going on anciently. And so symbolically, we sometimes say, oh, that's going to impact all the family. But we have to be careful here to not say that everybody else is going to be punished for sin. It's more of a covenantal thing that somebody who has the responsibility to teach the family and to lead them in the paths of righteousness, if they don't, they may cause hurt to people within a family context.